Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of the Hall of Gamers podcast. This week, I am joined by the overlay wizard himself, Cameron.
Hey.
The chronically underthanked Charlotte.
Hi.
And the man you can always count on, Stephen.
What is going on?
This week, we're going to talk about the big Microsoft Activision news. We've got a little bit of stuff around Killer Instinct and some Cuphead stuff. Cameron's trying to shell some merch. But before we get into all the fun stuff, we want to sort of take a minute to have just a quick mention of some really sad news that came up this week. A good friend of the show and a friend to some of us, across both our community and Achievement Hunters Anonymous, was that our friend Nev passed away. We just were informed that he passed away last week. It's one of those situations where you don't really know what to say. There's over on AHA itself, there's a memorial on their Discord where people have been sharing a lot of really nice stories and memories and thoughts. Nev was just, he's such a fantastic guy, a guy kind of lit up a room. Any party that you were in, anytime you were hanging out with him, he didn't take himself too seriously. He always knew how to push boundaries with jokes. It's to think that he's gone is just, I couldn't believe it, and I know that people like Valak and Mike especially, who were very close to him, are really, really feeling it. So don't be afraid to reach out and check in with them and make sure that they're doing okay. And if you are part of the AHA community, even if you're not there that often, go and check out the memorial page, because there's some really wonderful stuff, and it's a really a credit to all the lives that he touched and all the wonderful things that he did. Both within gaming sessions and stuff that when we were playing games with him, but also just sort of hanging out and just being, just a great person just to be friends with.
Even outside of achievement hunting, he was like one person that would, like, even just talking to Mike this week, would just pull somebody aside and just go, hey, like, you're not feeling right. Like, you're going to talk to me. I'm going to get it out of you. Like, he really cared about people. There's so much more we could say, but I don't really feel like we could do it justice. I think that the memorial page on the Discord is probably the best place to check out if you want to, give your thoughts and see what an amazing person he was. But he'll be sorely missed. So I think with that, we'll just give it a minute of silence and then.
Yeah, we'll crack on into somehow turning this around to the sort of fun, jovial stuff we normally do. But.
All right.
All right, and now to awkwardly transition us to possibly the worst song of the week I've ever done. Take it away, Cameron.
If I achieve more tomorrow, will I still maintain my streak? For I must be boosting on now. 'Cause there's too many games that I gotta play. But if I keep playing with you, this game would just drive me insane. 'Cause I'm completing on my backlog. And this completion's gotta change. Whoa, 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 whoa. And my completion's gotta change. And my completion's gotta change. Lord knows my percentage gotta change.
All right. I
Okay,
know
now
this one.
before you say anything, all right, I know it's rough, okay? All right? I literally got into the hotel room and recorded it 15 minutes before the show started, all right? I wrote it and recorded it.
If it makes you feel any better, I've actually heard a lot worse from you. So,
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So
Man.
kind.
I mean, to be fair, I can always trust Stephen to tell it how it is. All right. Do we have any guesses then? Stephen, do you know what it is?
the short answer is no.
Okay, fair. All right, that's fine. Yep.
I didn't really know what it is.
So the long answer is fuck no, usually.
Yeah. Trying to be polite for a change.
Yeah, fair enough. So this is one that Cameron requested a long time ago that I finally got around to doing.
Oh, no wonder no one knows it.
This is like a year ago. You'll hit yourself when you want to say.
You'll know what it is.
All right,
So-
Cameron.
Cameron,
What
it's
is it?
your song. If you get this wrong,
Freebird,
It is Freebird. Do you know who sings it?
Lynn Skittered.
There you go. Okay, good. Got it in one. Well done.
Round of
I-
applause.
It is also one of my favorite songs just because of the church scene in Kingsman.
Yeah, that's a fantastic scene from that movie. Yeah, I was debating whether or not I was going to do the 7 minutes of guitar noises after that bit.
You
But I
cut
figured-
it off at like the best part of the song.
Yeah, 100%. But I was like, oh, I could probably fake some of it, but I had to edit the song a little bit to make it. There's so few words in that song. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
I mean, that's probably why you picked it, right? Because it's easier to change when there's less words.
This is true. Although my first choice for song did not work out the way I wanted it to, unfortunately. But I'll try and save that one for next week. Anyway, bit of the housekeeping stuff. We are currently live on Twitch. If you want to come hang out with us, it's Hall of Gamers Pod. We do the show live Fridays this week, Saturday on a second week. Usually, again, we'll let you know what the schedule is if it changes, just to sort of accommodate our guests. Yeah, we do the show live every week, so you can come hang out with us. If you happen to be listening to this or on YouTube or where else, I don't know how you would have missed it by now, but part of what we need to shill. With that out of the way, let's have a chat with our guests. Is this the first time we've had two guests like this on a regular show?
two good-looking guests. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think this is the first time.
right,
Yeah, sure. I mean, you have had a four-way before, so.
Yeah, this is true, but that cost me a lot of money. All right, Charlotte, who are you again? Do you want to
I
tell?
have no clue
Okay,
why
well,
I'm
that's
even here. Like, I mean, I pay you guys money.
yeah, I don't know why you do
I
that.
then
Yeah.
help
You paid us money, but then
on
you
this
asked to be
shit
on the
show.
show. So
Exactly.
I know.
This is called an internship.
Yeah, I was going to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
exactly.
go.
It's the
provide
best.
them with coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the best internship / pyramid scheme you've ever heard of.
Just wait till I take over.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it happened with RGS with Cameron and I. It was like, oh yeah, we got brought on to fill in some gaps when the other hosts couldn't do it, and suddenly we were running the show. So eventually we'll die in mysterious circumstances like Kirby and Tarragon and Alex did.
Mysterious circumstances. The man wants to send his nipples to people. There's not going to be anything mysterious about that.
I've seen that. I don't want this to happen.
I've got those pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Stephen, you might end up getting called to be like, okay, we need to identify this man's by his nipples. Is this the man?
I could pull him out and be like, sorry, can you just turn him Yep, that's the
one. What was it, one or was it two?
No, it was definitely one hair. Definitely one lone hair.
Oh my god.
Which as a Greek man, let me tell you, is I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know they come that way.
Wow.
Yeah, off to a fantastic start.
Yeah.
All right, so Charlotte, you're working behind the scenes most of the time, keeping things going on the moderating side. Usually thanked at the end of an episode.
Usually.
Yeah, okay, yes, I will address it now. I completely forgot to thank Charlotte at the end of last week's episode. I was trying to close the show out because we were going over our 2-hour mark. That's my excuse, but it was 100% my fault. So thank you, Charlotte. We appreciate all you do for this show, both in the chat and also quality testing the show itself before it gets put out.
What Matt's trying to say is he can only take 2 hours of the audience before he tells us all to fuck off.
Pretty much. Look, except he does 3-hour shows on a regular basis. So
I was gonna say, Cameron. The thing you have to remember is that our audience changes all the time. The one constant on this show is me and you. So if you're going to be blaming anyone, just maybe think about that.
That is true.
Yeah, Stephen, let's have a chat with you, mate. We had you on RGS, 100 years ago.
It feels about that way. Pre-COVID, put it that way.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the before times, which is very, very strange. How have you been, mate?
More than 2 years ago.
Yeah, potentially.
I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, it would have been
We are in 2022 now.
Yeah, actually, yes, it would have been 2020 probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a weird thought.
Yeah, I've been all right. I've been all right. There's a couple of games that I'll talk about a little bit later. One that'll probably piss off you and Charlotte, so yay for that.
Oh, wonderful.
Cool.
Yay! You're not being pissed off.
Oh, no. You have your turn too. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm equal opportunity.
For all.
But yeah, no, enjoying gaming and all that sort of stuff. If you stop clogging up my feed between you and Kirby and someone else, I check my feed just to see how I'm going, and I don't even see myself anymore. So
to be fair, Kirby has been on a tear this last week, just playing the most trash I've ever seen a human being consume.
It's high pot.
Yeah,
it's so much of it.
It's so much of it.
That's why I'm not friends with him on TA.
Yeah, probably smart. Yeah. Well, I mean, if he gets ahead of me, that'll take care of that. Right? I'll just clip him there.
True.
Stephen, tell us a bit about yourself. I guess for the 3 people who don't know who you are.
What did I say last time? Yeah, so essentially I got in Xbox generation in 2014 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
When it came with the Kinect, that was actually my first foray, and before that it was like the Sega Master System, so a long time between drinks. And I actually I chose it because we were actually at a wedding and a mutual friend. I was just like, look, I have no idea which one to get, Xbox or PlayStation. And the guy's like, look, if you're ever unsure about which company to back, always back the one with the most money, which I think ties in very well with today's episode.
Yeah, that's very, very prescient.
So even though I did, I actually enjoyed the Kinect, so everyone who hated it can go jump off a small cliff.
What was the first Kinect game you played?
I think it was Just Dance with the wife. She loved the Just Dance series. I never got the completion because they always had really odd, dance with 4 people, and I'm like, I might count as 2, but my wife counts as half.
You just need to get 3 fans. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. You get a fan, you put a wig on it, and it moves enough for it to trick the Kinect. That's usually how it goes.
Oh well, too late for that. I sold all of that. But no, it's been a wild ride. It passed me pre-achievement hunting. I still hate. So things like World of Tanks, Killer Instinct, which I know Cameron will probably talk about. Gems of War is another fun one. Yeah, I started some doozies. But anyway, Warframe was another one. Oh, you name it, past me was an idiot. But
Candy Crush eventually.
We just call it backlog. It's fine.
Yeah, right. Things stays cheap.
But otherwise, here I am now in the flesh, so to speak.
And at what point do I hit the past self where I hate? Sorry. At what point do I hit myself for hating my past self because I'm still not getting completions?
Yeah, dude, you started like 250 games in a month. Out of everyone here, you don't get to talk.
It's like constant. You should just constantly hit yourself then, Cameron.
And then
you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I was going to say charge money for that. Yeah, that's usually how that goes, right?
I could market the OnlyFans for you.
Oh boy, okay. That's just no. I'm going to put the kibosh.
I'll do my own marketing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I build my own website. So Stephen, in terms of games that you like to play, or do you have an affinity for genres? Is there stuff that stands out to you? I know you play a little bit of everything, but
yeah, I do play a little bit of everything. Look, I think I had an argument. Well, not an argument, but I made a statement to Alex. Just because there was a game that I completed recently, Dodgeball Academia, and he's just like, "Oh, I thought that was great," and I was like, and I've said it before, I am very much a gameplay as opposed to a narrative player. I don't really give a crap about the story. So anything that's got good gameplay and that cycle will hook me.
Yeah, gotcha.
But you could have the best story with terrible gameplay, and I'm not a fan, and I'll talk about that a little bit later.
Right. No, that's fair. I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah. So pretty much whatever you recommend, I always scrape off my lists.
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. I mean, that's what game reviewing is all about, right? It's not about finding someone who agrees with you. It's finding someone who you understand their taste and how it relates to yours.
100% agree.
Or you could just be like Cameron and not have any taste.
Wow, I play everything. I play everything. Exactly. So you're saying that everybody has no taste?
No, what I'm saying is that you have no taste. You just shovel it all on. You'd be like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this got a discontinued or an unobtainable. It's like, oh, it's barely playable. Oh, I'd rather like it. Yeah, sure, just pile that on, whatever.
Oh, it's got an achievement that won't pop. Okay, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll buy for someone.
Sometimes you need the test dummy.
Yeah,
do you want Hoa? Yeah. I'll give you Hoa.
Oh no, we already talk enough about Hoas on this show. All right, well that's probably enough about talking. I don't know, Cameron. Do you have any great burning questions you want to ask Stephen?
Do you want to partake in the challenge?
Sure.
Oh boy!
Do I have to explain it to you, or did you actually listen to last week's show?
He didn't listen to the episode. He doesn't watch the show. What are you talking about?
like all great fans, I learned via osmosis. Sure, hit me.
Yeah.
All right. So what it is there is a bunch of popular Xbox games in here. And you've got up to 3 draws.
Yeah, no. I know what it is. I just know that you've screwed me and you've put all the games that I hate in that box, and all the ones that I would play are hidden elsewhere. I know exactly what you're doing, but sure, let's play the game.
Cameron, you've been caught out.
Look, I can quickly add some more in there if you don't believe me. But...
Sure, hit me.
All right.
I get 1 no, right? Is it 1 no?
No, you get
I get 3 no's.
Cancel out the first 2. You have to commit though, like whether, hey, I got a good draw. I'm going to commit to draw 1, and then we draw the other 2 to show you what you could have got.
Yep.
You can't go back.
But you can't go past the 3rd draw.
Okay. All right, hit me. I know you've screwed me, but yeah, go for gold.
This is not an Activision Blizzard property, even though people will say it is. It's Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
No.
Wow, that was a quick no.
Yeah, that's one Stephen and I might agree on that one. That's a big yikes.
Like I said, I knew he screwed me from the beginning, but let's ride the pony, right?
Age of Empires 4.
You know what? I would definitely hop on that, but I don't have Game Pass Ultimate, so I can't play it.
All right, look, I'll not count that one. I think that's
give a mulligan. Yeah.
Yep. Monster Hunter.
I've already got that on my tag. I think I've only got like 4 of the
Do you want to stick a Monster Hunter then?
That's probably a good one to go for then. Get your dedicated to get it back and finishing it. You got all year to do it, mate. It's only January. Imagine what the guests at the end of the year are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, true. Having said that, though, it'll probably take all of the whole year for Monster Hunter for those last 4 achievements.
Look, it's gonna be the motivation to get it done finally.
No, you know what? Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's go. One more.
All right. What do we got?
Can you stir it instead of shaking it? Sorry.
All
All right, Daniel Craig, calm down.
Wow, but that's the opposite, right? Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Got to get the fingers in, apparently. What do you got?
Wolfenstein 2.
Oh my god! Oh
Wow.
no! Oh boy!
Is that the one with mine leaving? Just to confirm.
That's the one with mine leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh fuck! Whatever.
Oh, wow.
All right,
You should stick with Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I probably should have.
Yeah, looking forward to see how that one turns out.
Look,
mate.
if you get Monster Hunter done, nobody's going to hold that against you.
Yeah, that's fair. If you get my Laban done, everyone's going to ask you how you did it.
Charlotte?
Yeah, okay. But if there's games that I don't own, I'm not doing them.
No, most of them like Game Pass or popular. I think the only one that's not in Game Pass that I found out after the fact was Cuphead.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right, go for it. This is gonna be bad, but whatever.
All right. Devil May Cry 5.
Ooh,
which isn't in Game Pass anymore anyway.
So that's a redo.
No.
Should take that one out.
Yeah, I'll take that one out.
Why?
Hey, I just checked. They only have 2 in the base game.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's theoretically possible for Monster Hunter.
That's pretty good.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's a really good one.
Oh, screw you.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that one. I mean,
good.
I'm also going to complete Sunset Overdrive this year too, so I was hoping that you could have rigged it.
I mean, Sunset's in there somewhere. Do you want me to keep?
Somewhere.
Do you want me to keep drawing the other two?
I'll take Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll take Tomb Raider, but I'll
Let's find out what the last one is.
Okay, because
the last one would have been Metal Gear Solid 5, which I put in there because Keo's doing it at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So no, you probably. I mean, Metal Gear
So
Solid
I
5
think
is
Shadow of
right
the Tomb Raider is a good one.
Yeah, I think so
That's a
too.
good
It's
one.
definitely shorter. I actually enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5 though.
Me too. I love that
Yeah,
game.
Keo's. I'm pretty sure Keo's in chat at the moment, but he's loved it.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's just very long.
Keo, if you're listening, I got the completion, so suck it.
Keo only took me a few weeks. There we
Only
go.
took a few weeks, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, sweet.
Let's get into some of the news. We've got a lot to cover this week. Cameron, what the hell happened with Activision?
That is an amazing question. What, like
They got bought, yo.
they?
Fucking blew shit up.
Yeah.
The memes.
So,
All right,
I woke up and I was like, I got a screenshot of a tweet from Keo because we were just
Keo
talking
sent
about
me
stuff.
the same thing.
Yeah, and so we'd been chatting the night before, and so I woke up, looked, and I was like, it was like 6 a.m. or whatever, because my Allison's alarm went off, and I woke me up, and I looked, and I was like, is this some sort of like meme tweet or something or some shit? And I just went back to bed, and then I was in the shower afterwards, and I was thinking, I was like, maybe it wasn't a meme tweet. I was like, no, there's no fucking way that's real. There's obviously some sort of joke going on or something, some sort of press event or some boxing match thing or some ridiculous shit, and then no, apparently it's real, which is insane.
Fucking real.
Yeah. I turned to Keita in the morning, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'm dead right now. No way in hell would this have ever happened.
I saw some great tweets where someone was talking about like, oh, what are the acquisitions coming up? And the Microsoft thing was like, oh, some analyst was like, I'm just making sure that, we don't get our hopes up. These are the things that aren't going to be acquired. It's like, it's not EA, it's not Ubisoft, it's not Sega, and it's not Activision. It's like, it's none of those. It's none of those. Don't worry. It's none of those. It's something else. And it's like, well, fucking apparently it was Activision. So
Yep.
I was listening to an Xbox podcast, all those Xbox insiders, quotation marks.
Yep.
Listening to one of their podcasts last week, and then they were just having a discussion between them, like, nah, nowhere there's going to be any acquisitions in the first quarter of the year. Absolutely no thing. And then after it, they released the clip of that video with the
what was it
the tune after
the Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Curb the Enthusiasm tune. Yeah,
the best.
And I was just like, oof.
But
70, what was it?
It was 70
68.7
million.
Yeah, 70
basically
billion.
70 million.
so
Yeah.
so
Sorry, a billion,
No,
not
billion. That's
Billion.
a B. Yeah.
Billion.
Yeah.
I said billion, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Billion.
it was
I said
solid.
million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, so the biggest game acquisition in history, I believe. Yeah,
Probably the
like
best thing that could have happened to them, to be honest.
Yeah, especially. I mean, you know, we've talked about what's been going on at Activision Blizzard a fair few times on the show because they keep coming up. It's not like we keep bringing
Never
it up.
good news.
No,
This is the
it's never
best
good
thing.
news.
It just gives you like stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
time. Because it's new stuff every time.
Unfortunately, yeah. But it looks like so the news came out that they've now bought, or they're in the process of buying Activision for $68.7 billion. What this means is kind of yet to be decided. It's still early days. The deal isn't going through until June next year.
Approximately, yep.
Yeah, so you know, I don't think
It can happen before that.
Sure, right. But that's sort of the projected date for it. I'm sure it's just going to have to get, you know, looked at by legislators to make sure there's no antitrust issues, although I suspect at this point there won't be. But yeah, I mean,
I gotta say with that too, it's so funny on Twitter seeing the amount of people who are just like, no, it's a monopoly. This would never happen. Like somebody needs to step in. It's like,
fucking
mate,
funny.
do you think that Microsoft wouldn't have like spent top dollar on their trust lawyers looking into this before deciding to make this commitment?
Yeah, they're obviously fairly confident this is just going to go through fine. I mean, arguing it in a court of law that it's like, you know, it's antitrust is going to be pretty tough when they're like, well, you know, there's still a shitload of people making video games out there that, you know, it's like if they'd bought Sony, it might have been a different discussion.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, yeah, I mean, okay, first of all, did any of us see this happening? Did anyone be like,
look,
did anyone have this on the bingo card?
I would have believed
Take-Two.
Ubisoft.
Right, Take-Two.
Look, I would have believed Take-Two. I would have believed Avalanche. I would have believed Crystal Dynamics. I would believe Square, but I'd be a lot more skeptical compared to everybody else.
Yeah, Square's definitely got a lot more in the Sony camp at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's all these publishers there. Activision Blizzard was like way down the road. They're
huge. Well, they were, I should say. Times have not been kind to them.
I mean, conspiracy hat just for a second. Sorry to interrupt, Cameron.
Yep.
They had like Mike Ybarra leave Microsoft to join Activision Blizzard.
Yep.
He probably saw all the negative stuff going on, and they're like, "Hey, dude, I feel like there's going to be," and don't get me wrong, and just to be clear for anyone who's sort of not in the know, so they're buying them out. Obviously, it's a publicly traded company, so they're buying them at a premium. So essentially, no one who's got essentially all their eggs in the right basket is going to be saying no to it because they're just making a mozza.
I mean, there's also like from a legal perspective, for a company perspective, they almost can't, right? Because it was almost like 20 billion over market.
I forget the exact amount, but it was a ridiculous amount.
It was a ridiculous amount over market, and so if it's a publicly traded company, they could potentially. There's talk about how they could be taken to court if they refuse an offer that's so big, because a board's first duty is to their shareholders. Interest of the shareholders, and making that much money for the shareholders is the most important thing. So I think it's got I think the term's like bear hug or something, where it's just like they just put in an offer so huge that they just literally cannot be refused.
Correct. Yeah. So just like the mafia, right? They made them an offer they can't refuse.
Exactly.
Apparently, the only one that's not happy about it is Bobby.
Yeah, works well. Yeah,
because it's going to affect his reputation. I'm like, mate.
But yeah, so Mike Ybarra.
Let's take bets on when he's going, though.
Well, yeah.
But going back to conspiracy, Mike Ybarra goes in, sees all this crap, be like, you know what? I think stock price is going to take a hit. Stock price has taken a hit. Yep. He's like, I think now is going to be a good time to strike. I can help butter up the board. Next minute, hey, we have an offer.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good point, right? Yeah. I like how his only tweet that day was just a smiley face. It's just like, all right, cool. I mean,
And normally he's not short of words.
No, exactly. Yeah, he's got a lot to say, but it's
He didn't need to say anything. He said it with a smiley face, like.
Yeah, because he was brought up to be the sort of co-leader of Blizzard after I can't remember who left. I can't remember his name.
Well, him and what was the chick's name?
Yeah, the one who left.
Yeah, and then
those two co-leaders. She left, and she also wasn't getting paid the same amount as he was, which he only found out afterwards, apparently. So he was apparently pushing for that, and Activision didn't want to have any of that, so she left along with a few other people. So he was, it's so fucked to me that Activision were like, oh yeah, we've had all these claims and harassment and especially against women in our teams. So we're going to do the co-leader thing of having one male and one female co-leader, but we're going to pay the female less.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, like really, like, are you like the way I envision Bobby Kotick is like a cigar chewing, like Captain Planet level evil villain. Like he's just doing evil shit to be evil. Like it doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, and I don't want to play devil's advocate because he is well and truly an asshole.
Yeah.
But he was a CEO, and a CEO's job primarily is to make money, and it's well documented. A lot of those people at the top do lack like sociopathic sort of skills, whatever. But as a CEO, and I am playing devil's advocate here, he's an asshole. As a CEO, he made Activision Blizzard money over money over money. Like
he did. I mean,
he's an asshole, but he's a well, I don't know.
It's going to be very interesting when Xbox and Microsoft take over to actually see how the culture changes.
Well, I thought the other interesting thing is normally Phil Spencer is like, look, we'll buy you, but like do whatever.
Yeah.
And he bought Activision Blizzard, and in his statement, he was just like, oh, no, they'll report to me. And I was right. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not going to be talking to Bobby or anyone else. It's going to be literally to Uncle Phil. So
exactly, yeah.
Saying that at the same time, Uncle Phil got a promotion to the CEO of gaming.
He sure did.
Mm-hmm. At Microsoft in general. So that's an interesting change. There's been talk around it if that integration is going to be more of a, that's going to be Activision's integration into Xbox rather than sitting separate, and whether Blizzard's it's still going to be its own thing or what that's going to happen there. Because at this point, like Activision is just the Call of Duty studio at this point, right? Like if you think about in terms of like what they have in active production, right? Because they had IP-wise, they've got a few,
how many studios is there at the moment with Activision Blizzard? There's Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and
Raven, Sledgehammer,
and Raven. Yeah.
Raven,
Toys for Bob.
Toys for Bob, and Vicarious Visions, and I think there might be a couple others, but essentially all of those are like basically working on Call of Duty in some capacity. So it's like Treyarch and Infinity Ward are basically working on them as the main developers, and then Raven and everyone has support for DLC and stuff like that. Because they shuttered everything else, right? Like it was like Vicarious Visions got shifted to that after they did the couple Crash Bandicoot games. Toys for Bob doesn't do Spyro anymore because Skylanders died. It's like all the, and then like Tony Hawk, that stuff disappeared as well, like Neversoft. Like they're all doing Call of Duty stuff as well. I don't know. It's just like, like all Activision had left is Call of Duty, and like they've been in a rough spot with those Call of Duties, right?
Yeah, hang on. They're in a rough spot. They are going down year on year, but they're still like in the top 3 sales on every platform.
Warzone still makes like 500 million a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. There's a reason there's a reason they didn't get bought out for pennies on the dollar, right? Like like it's not like they were destitute by any means. But in terms of like output for gaming, it's got to be bloody expensive to have 10 studios all working on a single franchise that's making less money each year. Like that's not a good outlook for a business. I mean, the problem with capitalism in general, right, is that you have to have constant growth, and if you're not constantly growing, you're dying. And so even if you're making money, you're making money one hand over fist instead of two, that's still not seen as good enough, and that's the reason you get bought out, and that's the reason people lose their jobs.
But at the same time, though, like, there's a few different directions you can take this. You can take it to the direction of, well, Bobby always just wanted it to be COD, and now Xbox buying Activision Blizzard kind of freezes them up to go, well, you know what? Infinity Ward can just make a COD for the next 3 years and let Treyarch do their own thing and let Raven do their own thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like we might see another Spyro game, we might see another Crash Bandicoot game, we might see, like those IPs can now be let loose, basically.
Like going through the list of IPs that they've acquired, they've got Blur, they've got Caesar, they've got Call of Duty, they've got Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo, DJ Hero, Empire Earth, Gabrielle Knight, Geometry Wars, Guitar Hero, Gun, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Hexen, Interstate 76, King's Quest, Lorabo Mysteries, The Lost Vikings, Overwatch, Phantasmagoria? Never heard of it. Matt, you know
I have
anything
no
about
idea
it?
what that is.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's like one of their older titles, but I may be completely wrong.
And can I just interject just before you finish off the rest of the list?
Phantasmagoria is a horror.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Horror series. Okay.
I know everyone was ragging on Candy Crush, but I remember when Candy Crush first got released, I still remember the headline that game was making $1 billion a month.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're making now. Obviously not as much because it hasn't hit the news.
I'm pretty sure they had their projections and they've been increasing year on year.
That is nuts, right? So I thought that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like people love Candy Crush.
Yeah, because I guess the thing is, like, there is a separation of Activision with their studios and King with Candy Crush, basically, and then you've got Blizzard with its IP. But like Blizzard has also been in a rough spot with some of their stuff in terms of allegations and also with their software releases. Like Diablo 4 got delayed. Overwatch 2, where the fuck is that? StarCraft is basically dead. Warcraft 3 Reforged was a massive nightmare for them. Like World of Warcraft is way down in terms of subscriber numbers as far as we're aware. So like I'm interested to see what happens with Xbox, but it does. I think getting bought out was probably the right move for both companies at this point.
Yeah. I'll go through the rest of the list, and then there's a few comments I want to make. So Police Quest, Prototype, Quest for Glory, Singularity, Skylanders, Soldier of Fortune, Space Quest, Spyro, StarCraft, Tenchu, Legacy Games, Time Shift, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, True Crime, World of Warcraft, and Zork. So,
Zork.
just going through that, like,
Oh my god.
you have two mascots infamous with the PlayStation in both Crash and Spyro. You also have the fact that there is now essentially a kart racer to rival Mario Kart.
Calm your farm there.
Not to rival, but
farm.
If Xbox said, let's do essentially a Sonic All-Stars racing with like all the rare IPs they have, with Crash, with Spyro, I'd play the shit out of that. I'd be all for that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a Toys for Bob joint as well, right? They've got the stuff there. Yeah, that could be one, sure.
This acquisition solves so many problems. You have the old school RTS stuff, like for StarCraft. You have Microsoft already owning Age of Empires. It puts a lot more into PC Game Pass. You have the fact of you have a studio now that can work on kids games, which has always been one of the issues for Microsoft. You have a kids studio that could potentially do Banjo-Kazooie. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, okay. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, there's a lot of potential sharing of IP that could happen there.
That's the thing. Like, as much as there is a monopoly, I'm pretty sure Xbox doesn't care if Toys for Bob went to Rare and said, hey, we want to borrow your IP. This is what we want to do with it. And as long as it's living up to what they would want with that character, I would say there'd be absolutely no issues.
I mean, and I think pretty much they go and open the door to Rare, and it's a forest fire because they've been trying to work on Eventide for all this time and nothing's happening. So they just walk in and they just take Banjo-Kazooie and walk out while no one's noticing. I think having that is really the least of their issues, but yeah,
you got stuff like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like.
Yeah, like I think that Microsoft will definitely do another one of those, right? Like it makes sense. Like it's like, hey, we've Microsoft has always had those gaps, right? And Game Pass is the perfect place to have these smaller studios not have to work on yearly releases and do sort of maybe smaller games that don't have to sell 5-10 million units.
Call of Duty does more than 510.
No,
Sure.
sorry. I mean, I think outside of Call of Duty, of course.
All
yes.
right.
Of course.
I'm interested to see if anything will happen with Guitar Hero and DJ Hero.
I doubt it.
I very much
that's a
doubt
big
it, but I'm
doubt.
just there's that the back of my head that's just like, please, I want something new. But
So-
yeah, life.
So the thing that sort of got me, right? So I was thinking about it when I found out the number and I was trying to wrap my head around it. After Bethesda, ZeniMax / Bethesda, right?
Yep.
I thought that was a bit of a joke at first, and I was just like, man, they overpaid. And then I got to thinking about it, and then the recent Xbox Game Pass subscriber numbers 25 million, right?
Yep.
So I was just like, okay, hang on. 25 million a month, $10 a month, roughly average. That's 250 million a month. 4 months is $1 billion.
Yep.
4 threes are 12. So it's essentially, you're essentially looking at 3 billion a year. They paid what, 7 billion. So it's essentially, taking a little bit of growth. 2 years worth of Game Pass for all of Bethesda's / ZeniMax past titles and future. 2 years, grand scheme of things, probably worth it, right?
Pays for itself, basically.
100%. Yeah.
You can make a case for that one. Now, I will be the first to admit I haven't played a Call of Duty since Ghost, and Ghost was shit. So I well and truly out, right?
Fair.
And Blizzard is more like PC stuff, and I don't have Game Pass Ultimate, so again, care factor. So I will be the first to admit, in terms of the acquisition and what it means for me, not a huge amount, and I'm not that versed on how much those companies make, but $70 billion, essentially, like, let's take in legal fees, all that sort of stuff. $70 billion. That's
huge.
I can't. And I know Call of Duty is like the top 3 on all platforms that it releases on, and I know Warzone with cosmetics and Candy Crush, I mean, Cameron's telling me they're increasing year on year, but they were doing like $1 billion a month. Like, they would have had very smart people sit down and be like, this is the number that would be worthwhile. And it blows my mind that even with all the crap that is currently going on with Activision Blizzard, that number came up.
Yeah, that is 70 billion.
Like, yeah, but hey, good on him. And I know there was a thing on TA just prior before to us going live saying, oh no, Call of Duty's still being multi-plat. Like, there's contracts in board or whatever. And
yeah, it will be until the end of their contract, and then they'll go, yeah. The only way that we will have Call of Duty on PlayStation past the end of contract will be, hey, Phil goes to him, Game Pass on PlayStation.
Oh, I don't know.
You want Call of Duty?
I don't know if I agree with that.
It's a matter of how much you're going to give us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what do you?
It's
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
a money's game.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Is that like
100%.
even on the microtransaction side, where the real money's made, right? Is that Sony will still take that 30% anytime one is spent on any game.
correct.
So and they obviously want COD on their platform. So having COD out there for a $70 game gives Microsoft that money in pocket. Sony takes their cut, gets people staying on the Sony platform, and then Phil gets to go, oh, and also the game's also on Game Pass. You can pay it for quote unquote free on release date. So they make money either way. Like it's a winning proposition for them for now, at least. Because I think they said that those agreements, the theory was that they were a 5-year partnership with Sony. So I think they're into year 2 now.
See, I think 5
See,
years might be
I don't know
pushing
what
it.
the actual contract
I
is.
reckon they'll get the next 2 Call of Duties.
Yeah.
I reckon that. I don't think it was a year agreement necessarily. I think it was a game agreement or whatever. And
Right.
So I reckon that they're going to have this year. They'll have next year. The deal will finalize in like June or whatever. Microsoft will ensure that Activision Blizzard scrape their balls to, make sure that third one doesn't come out.
Yeah.
And then deal comes through and be like, oh, end of the year, holiday season, PS, new Call of Duty, out of the contract, not on Sony. Hey, we don't give a shit where you play it. Go play it on PC. Go pay your $10 there for Game Pass. Go pay your $10 on console. We don't care, right? Go pay it on your phone.
Yeah.
We don't care.
You just can't play it on Sony.
You just can't play it on Sony.
And that's Sony's fault because they won't put Game Pass on the platform.
Which is also kind of funny because, like, how many times have we heard Xbox don't have exclusives? And then as soon as we do have something exclusive on Xbox, they're like, oh, fuck you, why isn't that not coming to PlayStation?
Look, to be fair, that was the narrative before Phil Spencer got the keys to the money vault, and now he's just swinging with his big dick energy, just going, that one.
He's supermarket swinging the whole thing.
Fuck it, I've got big dick energy. Let's go.
The Activision Blizzard deal was like 3% of Microsoft's.
Yeah, it's fuck all. Like, well, I mean, like again, like it's like the scale of the amount of money these companies have. I saw someone listing it out where it's like oh, like $2 trillion, and it was like, and here's every other game studio and publisher, and it's like if they bought every single one of them, they would still have money to burn.
Yeah, wasn't there a comparison post of like saying this is what they could have spent the $70 billion on to acquire?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they were just like, he was like, they could have acquired this, and this. It's basically Phil Spencer just going down the aisle, putting his arm down the shelf, and just pushing everything into the cart. He's just like, whatever, it's fine. I'll take it.
Do we think Sony's going to go out and acquire somebody now?
Yeah. They might. They probably will. Yeah, I get this. Yeah, because the thing is,
Insomniac cost them $250 million.
Yeah, which is a bargain for them, to be honest.
Because they kind of need to do something. Because otherwise it's like Xbox have got like all of these big names. What have we heard from Sony recently?
So, I mean, and like consolidation is just kind of what happens in this industry and in capitalism in general, right? You get economies of scale. So like it makes sense. What does Sony go for? They don't have the big coffers like nearly as big as Microsoft, so that their options are a little more limited. But they could quite easily go for a Sega or a Square Enix, are probably the two that stand out. Capcom probably might be a little too expensive for them, considering how the success they've had with Monster Hunter. If they didn't have Monster Hunter, then Capcom probably would have already been bought by Microsoft at this point. But yeah, like, I think so. Like they've got money to burn at this point, and they probably will. If they announce anything, it'll probably be before the end of the financial year.
Bandai Namco?
Too bad.
I see, like Bandai Namco has its fingers in so many different pies in terms of licensing in Japan.
Yeah.
Like they're actually like a sort of quiet powerhouse in terms of like all the stuff they release in publishing and the deals they have.
I don't know. I find it interesting. Like I'm glad about the Activision Blizzard stuff at the same time because like I mean. It gives me hope to see Banjo remastered. I'm not like, oh yay, one soulless corporation has consumed another soulless corporation, right? From that front, like at the end of the day, like maybe Microsoft was more likely to put out the games that I like than Activision was because they were only doing Call of Duty. So like that's a plus in my book. But the other thing is like I'm really hoping that like Microsoft get in there and fucking clean house with some of the bullshit that they've like fix the culture immediately.
Yeah, well, as much as you can, right?
And then after that, honestly, like in terms of the COD studios, I would not be fussed if one of those studios never did COD again. Like obviously one, obviously one's going to, but like at the same time, like I'd love to see Raven go back and make something that they want to make.
Yeah, they do.
They made some really good 360 games.
They did, yeah, because they did that Wolfenstein the old Wolfenstein one that was pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Me and Keo were joking. Keo sent me a message that they paid $70 billion to just get the IP of Wolfenstein on 360. Just because they were missing that one game.
They were missing that one game that Raven made, yeah. Yeah, it's like I'd love for them to like do like another Singularity or like like a $40 title as we'd usually call it, like a double A or however you want to put it, where it's like it's not like a doesn't have to be like a $70 big budget, ridiculously expensive game, just something that's slightly smaller in scope that they can put on Game Pass and not have to put a huge marketing campaign and put billions of dollars into.
I just love another Spyro.
Yeah, another Spyro, another Crash Bandicoot. Like I'd be happy with that.
It feels
Honestly,
weird
easy.
because there's so many nostalgic IPs here. Like I never really played Spyro or Crash growing up. I try to get into them like with the newer games, but it's not for me. True Crime though, back on PS2, I think it was Streets of LA.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I think it was the first
We
one.
didn't have GTA until like getting a PS3 or 360.
Right.
And True Crime was a blast back then because the rest of my family's just like, all right, we don't want to do missions or anything. We're just going to go around and beat up civilians. And
Oh my god, yeah, that explains a lot.
yeah. And then,
Wow.
no, but like Guitar Hero 2,
Future Cronulla Rider right here for you people.
Guitar Hero 2 though, I would come home from school every day and I would just play on medium and try and 100% every single song.
Yeah, I did exactly. Like Guitar Hero was a huge thing for me as well. I think like the original Crash Bandicoot was the first video game I ever played. So
Damn.
like
Crash and
it's-
Spyro
yeah.
are my two. That's why this is huge for me because both of those two games were like my childhood.
Yeah, and like I'd love a bit, to go back. I've been playing a little bit of games that are similar to the old mascot platformers. I played like Voodoo Vince and stuff and Psychonauts 2. And like I kind of miss those games a little bit, Put a bit of extra polish, make the controls a bit tighter and make them, a bit more user friendly. And like I'd play those for sure. Like that's the perfect sort of Game Pass edition.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been on this for a while, so we should probably move on unless you guys have any sort of closing thoughts.
We can finish it.
Fuck Bobby Cotner.
Yeah, hopefully Bobby trying to get. I mean,
Fuck off!
yeah, there is talk that he's gonna get outed.
$70
Yeah, like,
billion
you'd hope he would.
for
I
games.
feel like
At the end
with
of the
that kind
day,
of acquisition.
yeah, at the end of the day, he's going to be a winner because my guess is, being the CEO, he was mainly paid in stocks, and the stocks just got a massive pay rise.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
his care factor in reality is next to nothing.
No,
Whatever.
he
Yeah.
apparently
Exactly.
the conversation. I think it might have been Jason Schreider that posted it. Was like he didn't want his legacy to go down like this. Like it was more so
Yeah.
the reputation. And it's just like
He's
Out of
very
anything,
much
maybe you
self-
should have-
Isn't he in his 60s?
yeah,
Come
Maybe
on.
he should have
Yeah.
cleaned up the company first.
yeah,
do so-
Yeah.
That's his legacy.
Yeah,
like
right,
100%.
yeah.
That is his legacy.
yeah, 100%.
Well,
Exactly,
maybe don't
yeah.
turn on the
Yeah.
shredder. Like, I don't know.
yeah, right. Oh boy.
I mean, isn't that going to be like the last day? Fuck.
yeah, exactly, just everything. Yeah.
Saying that, we were talking about this in the party last night too, though. But like, it would still be good to see Activision Blizzard unionize. They should. Still
yeah,
unionize.
again, we'll see what happens with that because that process is happening at the moment. But this is probably going to change that a little bit because you're going to have to report to Microsoft whether that unionization happens before the acquisition is finalized. Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of unknowns at the moment. But it's definitely interesting. I'm sure we'll have more to report as we find out more about it.
Mhm.
Cameron, do you want to quickly flick through the other stuff you've got?
Let's talk about everybody's favorite fighting game, Killer Instinct. All right, I can't see everybody else's faces
All
but
right,
Charlotte,
what
but I'm
about
pretty sure
it?
that mirror. Yeah, cool.
That is everyone's face.
So I found out like probably an hour
Yeah, I
after
took a nap,
last
what?
week's podcast that Killer Instinct apparently might be getting a reboot at Bandai Namco, of all places. And there's not much other than that, other than leaks claim that there's meant to be a new game in the series and active development.
Yeah, makes sense.
What was that, Robot?
So that all again. But slower.
Could not understand you, Mr. Roboto.
Doesn't so
Nope.
So does Microsoft not own that
bitrate,
IP?
dude.
no.
Microsoft does, but I would imagine that they've approached Bandai to do it because I mean, who else can really do a fighting game at the moment?
That's fair. It's like, yeah, it's like,
Who does the Mortal Kombats?
yeah, so those NetherRealm, but they're.
I heard NetherRealm.
Again, that might be another acquisition right there.
Yeah.
My internet, no.
Don't worry, this can all be edited in post. I will help.
The funny thing is, though, it's going to be completely fine. He's going to be talking completely normally into the recording, but none of us was going to have any.
Yeah, because it's on his end. That's the hilarious part. But
yeah.
I'll go back and be like, hey, can you cut this whole section?
All right. Yeah. So, NetherRealm make Mortal Kombat, but that's pretty much who does Street Fighter.
I haven't seen a Street Fighter game in ages. To be fair, fighting games aren't normally my shtick, but
yeah, I don't know what's weighing with me lately. I've just felt like such a urge over the last few weeks to just play Killer Instinct, or just any fighting game. In fact, and Killer Instinct was the biggest thing on my tag. But I'm
enjoying Mortal Kombat 11, so but I'm playing that slowly now.
Like, they're good games. It's more so like, I think Street Fighter will be 6 will be an exclusive for PlayStation because 5 was.
Yeah, I think Keo just said that in the chat. So thank you, Keo.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
and then Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So I haven't played in quite a while. And how's 11? 11 okay or just good or?
Did you say Elvin?
No, 11.
he said 11. 11. Yeah, it's good. I really enjoy it. I mean, like, it's Mortal Kombat, so.
I know that it's Nikita's favorite franchise of all time.
It's like, okay, the story is weird, but I enjoy it. Like, it looks really good. Like, especially when it's on a really nice big TV, and like, it looks really good.
Killer Instinct is the same. I don't think us watching Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or anything was that far off what the plots for these games were.
I don't think you play them for the story.
But other than just the report of like, hey, they're apparently working on this, there's not really much else to say.
Yeah, well,
I'm excited for it though.
Let's move on.
What do we got
I
next?
just thought I'd mention it.
Come on, let's keep rolling.
Cool. And the only other news other than that is it's funny. I was talking to Matt the other day, Raw recording LCA, and I said, Cuphead show is definitely going to get a release in either March or April. Next day, fucking trailer comes out, and it's February 18th.
Yeah, so you fucked it.
Yeah.
I mean, they had been quiet about it.
True.
The trailer is amazing. I highly recommend you check it out. It has the same kind of feel as the video game. And it actually looks pretty funny. But yeah, that's the only other quick news I had. Cool. Activision Blizzard was the big one this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to quickly touch on merch?
Oh, yeah. I ordered a test shirt.
You might want to stand up.
Yeah.
Like,
so I ordered...
Down. Yep.
Yeah, I was saying, don't lift it up too much, mate. We don't want to get banned.
Backwards a little bit. Just go back.
Yeah, turn around and shake it.
Yeah, come
on. So yeah, I ordered a test shirt. I also have been doing a few different examples, and I made a storefront today. So if anybody's interested, if anybody's interested in any designs and all that, I've tried to make it as close to cost price as possible. Just because, and I haven't like done it completely as like Hall of Gamers merchant or anything. It just has the diamond logo. So there's like a Gamer Score shirt, an achievement unlocked, the Pop It Like It's Hot one, which will be exactly like this one, except it'll have the diamond in the zero, in the O. And yeah. Yeah, and so I don't know if Steven's laughing at me or if it's the pug in the background.
No. Hey, I was good today. My pugs are in the other room.
Ah.
Yeah. Because I remember the last time I was on, Matt was just like, you gave me an editing nightmare because the bugs were just like constantly snoring, whatever.
It's fine now. It's Charlotte's problem.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
It was very cute,
I'm
but
the
also
one that has
absolutely
to
fucking
listen to
nightmare.
Yeah. That's all right. See, I learned. That's part of living. Right?
Okay, so he is laughing at me. Cool.
Yeah, I'm always laughing at you, though.
No, but like, if anybody does want, there is merch, and I'm happy to try and make any designs if anybody wants something in particular as well.
They look great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Game Pass updates. What have we got? Some good news this week.
That was the other thing I wanted to say too. Go for this. Nobody Saves the World. I'll talk about in my games this week. How the hell is a Dragonopia trigger happy?
It's Danganronpa.
Okay.
Danganronpa.
I tried. I butchered it. It's yeah. So they both came out on the 18th. Death's Door came out yesterday, which is amazing. One of the only games I did a review for.
Yeah, I remember you saying good things about that, so I'll give that a shot. And if you're wrong again, I give up on you, Cameron.
It's definitely a gameplay first game. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Rainbow Six Extraction, which I played one game of last night, and I immediately hated it.
Apparently, it's absolute shit.
Yeah.
Hitman Trilogy, which apparently isn't the trilogy, it's only free with the DLC packs.
For people who aren't achievement hunters, that's fine. For people who are achievement hunters, you probably need to go back to 2 and then do all that, and then it pops for 3 rather than redoing it twice.
Yeah, I just need to finish off 2, but Hitman games are awesome. I'm keen for that once GTAS finishes.
Yeah, great game.
It's on my list.
Highly recommend them. Paparazzi, I will also talk about when I get to games I've been playing. Windjammers 2, which I don't really know that much about, other than it's meant to be. Is it like a cult classic? Yeah.
The original is a cult classic played at fighting games. It's a game that's very much about timing. It's like think like tennis / a fighting game. It's very strange but interesting.
Okay, I might check that one out. And the other one is Taiko no to. I just call it Taiko because I can never say it right, but it's essentially
Taiko Drum Master. Yeah,
it is essentially the GameCube Donkey Kong drum game. Mm-hmm. I play it on Switch all the time. We love it. I am so glad it's coming to Xbox. But highly recommend it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it has a bitch of an achievement list.
It's all right. You don't finish games.
That's fine. I just thought everything.
It's totally fine.
Actually, I lie. You had a huge one. So when you get to your plate, I won't spoil it for you. But you had a huge one today. Yeah. So good job, buddy.
And it took me 2 minutes.
Look, she told me the same thing, so good for you.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, all right. So leaving Game Pass, we have Prison Architect on PC. We have Cyber Shadow, Nowhere Prophet, and Xenocrisis. Xenocrisis is a very easy 750G, but fuck the S ranks. Hear that, Martel?
Yeah.
Fuck the S ranks.
Yeah, Martel's the only person I know who's finished it.
Tempted to go for that, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it solo.
Look, it is one of those games that I don't think the S ranks would be that bad if you had a co-op partner that was somewhat okay at the game, because they essentially just have to take the damage for you. You would be the bullet shield. You'd be fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Problem is, it's local co-op, so.
True, that doesn't help. Yeah.
But I would have said, Cameron, you would have been a great meat shield, but yeah, local co-op kills it.
Yeah.
Like, S ranks are fine except for the last 2 levels. That's the only ones I haven't been able to get. Game's pretty good, but yeah, it's just
it's a shmup, so it's just for people who don't know. But in terms of like easy stuff, there's nothing really super simple on that list that you would probably want to rush to do. Like Nowhere Prophet's a roguelike card game.
Nowhere Prophet's very interesting, but yeah, you're not going to get
no, probably not time. Probably not. Yeah. I haven't know much about Cyber Shadow. I think it's is that run based as well? I think it might be.
I think it's like Messenger, but
right, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. I'd have to ask like a mic.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I guess we should probably get into what we've been playing. I'll go first because I haven't got a lot. I've been playing a bit of Magic 2015 with Charlotte, having a good time. Put some decks together. I finished the campaign yesterday. Got the achievements for that. So now it's just grinding out the online and doing some of the special achievements. but I've been using that as my kind of keep my streak going game. So that's worked out quite well. I really enjoy Magic. It's a shame they haven't done any like more of those games. I know why they stopped, but yeah, like they used to do them every couple of years. You get like a Magic 2014, 2015, and then they did the free to play stuff, and then they kind of crashed and burned.
So you're going to do Yu-Gi-Oh now, yeah?
I was thinking about it actually. I might do.
It's free.
Yeah,
it's free, and Rapture's done it already. So
yeah, if Rapture's done it, then it's probably going to be the easiest game ever made.
I was going to say, if Rapture's done it, it's a baby game.
Yeah, exactly.
I kid, Rapture. We love you.
I love you too, Rapture, but I'm not kidding. You play some absolute fucking trash, and
he plays so much trash.
It's unbelievable. It's like between him and Kirby, it's just like I fucking feel like I'm living in a landfill.
I was gonna say, with the completion shoutouts, I'm debating at the moment just putting Rapture at the very last one each week and saying like, and one good game and a lot of baby games.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't read out every single one because there's way too many that he plays. Like,
yeah, Winter's a good one. I also went back to Resident Evil Revelations on the 360. One of my good friends, Wilco, has been helping me out. Really appreciate his help because he's a level 50 and has like super-powered weapons. And he's like, don't worry about it. We'll just sprint through it. So he's turned a 50-hour grind into hopefully like a 20-hour grind. We'll see what happens. I've still got a lot more to do in it, but I've made a lot of progress. So that's kind of going to be my sort of ongoing challenge. It's a non-backwards compatible 360 game. Thanks, Capcom. So I've been pretty eager to get it off my Xbox. I started Gunscape yesterday. It's shit. Okay, it's not shit. It's just not great. Sorry, Blowfish. I usually like stuff you put out, but essentially it is a old style voxel shooter where you just kind of run through, blast things in first person, like a like I don't know, was it like Doom, or I guess Hexen is probably like along those lines as well. I think it's Hexen. It's been a while. It's fine. Like it has like a little like an eight stage campaign where you have unlimited lives. You can just like war of attrition the whole game, and then it's all about like grinding out kills. It's kind of got like a Minecraft style build your own level block form. So you kind of build your levels block by block and then run people through them. A lot of community map stuff. Obviously, no one's playing it right now anymore, but most of the achievements are pretty grindy. So that's kind of going to be just something I work on because I just wanted to get it off my tag. And the thing I started that I thought was quite interesting was Raji, which is a...
Oh, hang on. I played that.
Yeah, it's...
That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Yeah.
What a great review.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
I saw Stephen had been played. I saw Aftos on my had played friends list, and I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. Can't be that bad then. Checked it out, and like I've only played through like the first level or so, and just kind of got a feel for the combat and just kind of the story, and it's really interesting. It's kind of like a.
So yeah. I'm translating that to if Stephen can do it, anybody can do it.
No,
Cameron, that's you. If
Raji
you could do it.
Raji's a good example of a game that, like I said, I'm a gameplay guy. There is a story to it, and you do have to collect like the story collectibles in terms of whatnot. So there is a written guide, so I'd probably just follow that for collectibles, which is what I did. But the story is okay. The gameplay is somewhat repetitive, but it was the perfect game in the sense of just as I was starting to get over it, it finished.
Yeah, it's a relatively short game.
I'm like, oh, this is... And so it turned like a 6 out of 10 game into a 7.5 because it knew when to stop and fold the cards and whatnot. I actually really enjoyed it. I rate it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting the feeling from it. Like it has a walkthrough on TA. The ratio isn't too high, so I was like, okay, clearly it's not too difficult. People have played through it and finished it, and yeah, exactly. Like I was like, oh, it's a 6 to 8 hour game. Perfect Game Pass, just like like I'm just gonna throw it in my tag, play it when I have some downtime, and just kind of enjoy it and just not worry too much about it.
It's a really good palate cleanser.
Exactly, yeah.
2 to 3 hours, right?
It's like six to 8.
Oh, 6 to 8. All right.
So like it's like it's not a quick game or a baby game by any means, but it's like it doesn't overstay its welcome as Stephen said.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I've been playing really this week. So that puts me at 1,390.
Not bad.
Charlotte, what have you been up to?
Yep. this week, not much. So I'll probably just go with what I've been playing over like the holiday break and stuff. Because I hit 2 milestones. I hit 50,000 gamer score, and then I hit 60,000 in the last, like, the end of last week.
Yeah, you killed it. It was great.
Good job.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to my 100k before the end of June. So I'm trying to get 10k a month, and I work a full-time job as well as doing uni studies and having a vague social life.
So baby games.
Yeah.
And you also stunt too.
But okay.
She refuses to play baby games.
That's an
But the
afternoon.
funny thing is, I've played a couple. All right.
Well, okay,
But,
you
like,
played
the
some
limit-
shorter games, but like you haven't been
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna jump on the Ratalaika or the
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not
Zillion
going to
doing
train
do
or
the
anything.
5-minute ones.
Yeah, no trash, no pure trash.
Okay. So some people would probably call trash, but I don't mind them. So like I did. Okay, so the games that I've been playing this week, I've been trying to get through Submerged. So I'm just doing it really slowly.
I like Submerged.
It's quite nice. I quite like it. I'm working through it. I've got all the animals, and I'm just working through all the secrets now and all of the hotels and things. So I've done all the basic achievements. I've just got to do the cleanup ones essentially. I finished Thomas Was Alone, which took me a while because it's just a lot. There's just a lot of levels. And then I did both Lost Grimoires 1 and 2.
Artifacts Mundi games, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I really like puzzle games, so I'm like, this is great. This is right up my alley. I did Transparent, which I feel like it was meant to be scarier than it was. It was not that, like...
I think it was originally a VR experience, so it was supposed to be a bit
Okay.
more like, yeah.
That would make more sense, because I was playing and going, yep.
That's the one with Elijah Wood, yeah?
Yeah, Elijah Wood, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Ubisoft Elijah Wood game, yeah.
I probably should have played it not on mute.
Oh, wow, okay, okay. It's a little,
Alright, Kirby, jeez.
yeah.
Well,
Kirby,
okay.
you look different.
No. Well, okay. So when I play games, I play them on my TV, and then I watch stuff on my laptop. So I tend to have my TV on mute, and I'll watch stuff so that I can hear this. Yeah. And I don't like competing sounds. So unless I actually have to listen to the game, I don't have the sound on.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
only an
definitely
hour long.
Kirby.
You
Yeah, I was
can
gonna
listen
say,
to
yeah.
it.
Definitely Kirby.
Kirby speed run.
Hey, I don't always skip cutscenes and stuff.
Oh my god.
No,
okay,
I've
what else
had
you play?
Okay, I did have the sound on for Tacoma, so
Tacoma I thought was okay.
Tacoma was pretty good. I liked the like floating and like.
I feel hurt. You're gonna just, like, put an Alex mask on next and just eat a Maximum in front of me?
I mean, I could. There is a Maximum at the dairy down the road.
Oh man, I'd kill for a Maxibon right now.
I also played Agatha Knife and Mechanica, which I
Those games,
quite
those games are
enjoyed.
great.
They're so funny. I love them. Firewatch. I started Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, but the no hit achievements are gonna fucking suck.
Yeah.
Already, like
It does.
just- I'll work that out later. And then completed Among Us with the help of like Matt and Shadow and Cameron and a few others. Yeah.
Among Us.
You mean
I still
Shadow?
need to play tasks
Among
and
Us?
get kills. And you two already completed it.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
easy.
help you.
It's easy.
We
You just
grinded
solo
it.
boost it. Yeah,
Okay,
we
grinded
sat there
the
and put the hours in.
I was
I
just
spent
about
a
to
whole
say,
day-
I just want
Cameron
to play
helping you
legit
get
people.
achievements? Surely not.
No, it must have been an accident.
Also, I've kept it installed because I know that Mike wants to do a
Mike
big
wants to
game
play
for
it.
it. Like,
Yep.
get 15 of us in there and play it legit. And I'm like, I'm in.
That
terrible
one
fucking
night we
liar.
were
I'm
playing
so
at
bad.
Mike's, just like, one more game. One more game.
It was good.
2 hours
That happened
passed.
like
One more
10
game.
times. She just kept going. And then I'm like, you said that like 5 games
It was
ago.
like 2
right?
a.m. by the time she was done.
It's funny. You're in a party with Mike as much as me and Matt, you realize how easily roped she gets into another game. Another
Yep.
game.
She's just, yeah.
Mike,
she's-
just have a
she's-
smoke. Forget to wash your
she's-
hands. Like, just
She's
another game.
very susceptible to
No, just
peer
another
pressure.
game.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not at all.
Among Us.
Like, if I don't want to do something, I won't
Sassy
do
Baka.
Yeah, oh, no,
Fussy
I'm done.
Bucker, yeah.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving on.
So, yeah, I'd had 1,810.
Oh, nice. It's good.
Mm.
Aftos, mate. Stephen, what have you been playing?
Well, recently, Dodgeball Academia just talked about Skatebird, which is like a love-hate relationship. It's like, oh, I'm having a lot of fun here, and then they get me to like try to grind, and the controls are clunky as. So it was kind of a love-hate relationship for that one.
Can I just interrupt with Skateboard for a second? I'm pretty sure, like, when that first came to Game Pass, Nikita turned to me and just said, haha, Tony Hawk. And that was it.
Nice.
And I'm just like, it just made me come to the sudden realization, those damn fucking developers, they just made an entire game because somebody saw Tony Hawk and went, ha, bird.
They saw the Portlandia skit where you got to put a bird on it, and they were like, that's what we need to do.
But yeah, Just Cause 4, I think the week before. And I think
you finished that, right?
Yeah, all the DLC, everything.
That's impressive.
I like Just Cause, the Just Cause series. I hopped in at 2. Just Cause is the sort of game where you have to understand the sandbox. Like, if you have fun with the sandbox, it is great. If you are playing for a story, forget it. If you're playing for anything else. But it's just like my go-to thing, and for like Just Cause is like.
Would you say you're playing Just Cause?
Fuck's sake! All right, yeah, okay.
Can I? Nikita's funnier than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean,
I laughed.
Clearly meant to be together, apparently.
But yeah, like I come in on the wingsuit, I let off a few rockets. I think I said in the Discord too, like. I found the perfect town where everything that I needed to destroy was up top. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I want to see if this is possible. I dropped a boat in the middle of the city and I literally destroyed everything I needed to do on the top of a boat.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's like gameplay wise for that stupid fun. Like, I wonder if this is possible sort of thing. I actually really enjoy it. What I don't enjoy from that series is every time they come out with a new, hey, this is a new gadget, they always do this stupid have a race or go through these rings or something like that. And Just Cause 3 did the same with the wingsuit, and that took me forever. They did a skateboard for this one. That took me forever. God. It's just it's an unnecessary add-on to what should be just a sandbox fun thing.
Have you played or completed Crackdown 3?
I've played it. I haven't completed it just because I'm too lazy for the orbs.
I feel like it's kind of the same with the orbs and that, like, and then the races that they added in as the other.
That car racing
busy work. Yeah.
In Crackdown 3 was like you touch a rock on the road and your car flips 8 times, and I'm like, all right.
God, the driving is the worst.
But yes, but I'll talk about 3 games just that I've played, not recently, but whatever. So time to piss off you and Charlotte. Hades is terrible.
Oh, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Hades is.
I am going to side with.
Hades is a 6 out of 10 at best.
Oh my fucking!
You're wrong. You're wrong, and I'll defend them only because it does get boring after the first 10 runs.
Oh sure, yeah, I get that too.
Okay, look,
yeah.
Hades is an example of a perfect game with a terrible list.
The list.
No terrible list, but it's a list that makes you prolong the stay.
I mean, look, you just pause for a second. I just realized Charlotte has her hands on her hips. Calm your farm. No, my problem with Hades was I enjoyed it, and every run there was different dialogue, and okay, that was cool for the first 50 runs. I did like 120 before I finished the list.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah,
and I remember you did it in like a weekend. It came out. You're a fucking madman. I'm telling you that now. There's something wrong with you.
He doesn't sleep.
He's number one in New Zealand. What do you expect?
I did not sleep. That is true. I lost a lot of sleep to that game. But like I completely agree, Stephen, in terms of like the epilogue for that game, that like getting that achievement and doing all that stuff like is not fun at all. A lot of that like end work stuff where it's like I'm waiting for a character to want to talk to me about the thing I need to do, so I'm just kind of wasting time. Like again, all of that I think is that really left a bad taste in my mouth when it ended. Yeah. But everything up to it, like the gameplay, I really enjoyed like the story for the first 10 runs. I really like the characters, the way it looks, the way it sounds. Like I mean, yeah, like my worry was that I was going to mark it down because I tried to condense all of that into a week, right? But if you're saying that you spread it out a bit more, I can understand that. Yeah, okay, maybe those are more pertinent issues to the game itself and not just the way I played it.
Yeah. Also, like I get it because so I haven't still completed it. Like I'm still running it.
Same.
But I did the same thing when I played on my Switch. I like play it heaps for like a couple of days and then I'll stop and like not play it for a couple of weeks and then go back to it again. But it's the kind of game for me that I will just keep going back to. I don't play it all in 1 week like some nutter.
Wait, you don't play a 60 to 80 hour game in like a few days? Jeez.
Okay, I don't have the attention span for that. I can't even I can sit down for maybe an hour before I have to like go and do something, and I will get distracted within that hour.
Like it's a good game, but the list just makes it feel too long.
Yeah, I think mine was Megara, however you pronounce it, I forget now. I was waiting for her thing to pop forever. Like she would not go to my bedroom, and that sounds terrible as it just came out. But she the amount of runs, and I tried doing everything that I read online, like finishing a couple of runs, getting to her and dying several times, going just past her and then dying straight after that. Like she just would not. And I'm like, this game is, it made a 7.5 game into a 6 game.
Their RNG sucks.
Yeah, deep regrets. Yeah. So now that you and Charlotte are pissed off, I'll hit Cameron now. MCC collection, I'm 94% of the way through. I think I've got like 8 achievements left, and the only thing I'm going to say is, while I have found a love for Halo because of Cameron, Cameron, you can suck a fat one.
I, for the longest time, have encouraged you to every single week here on a Monday. No, I'm getting 95% and then I'm stopping. I'm getting 95% and I'm stopping.
No, it was 85%. And then
85%. Yeah. You are right.
It was 85%. I will let the audience know he dropped me at 78%.
There was a few rules, yeah? I wasn't going to help you with the Halo 2 collectibles because they're bullshit.
No, I got them. Anyway, you did good. You did good.
I helped you as much as I could.
I would argue about 45% of that score is Cameron, so I'm not going to argue. He did good. But yeah, so there's about maybe 8 more achievements that I'm realistically going to get, and the rest I'm going to drop. But I lost all motivation for that because I started Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, that game is amazing. That game is so good. Like, I went into the multiplayer and I'm like, I don't know, but the list looks all right. I guess I can do it. And if I hate it, I'll, whatever. Halo Infinite multiplayer is, I would imagine, because I didn't have the original Xbox, what original Halo felt like. Like, there is looking for groups left, right, and center. The first night I met up with 2 Americans and a German, and they weren't toxic. We were just talking crap and just playing, having fun, laughing. Every night I'm finishing off my gaming with like maybe an hour or 2 of Halo Infinite. It is just fun and it is flawless. I cannot fault it. If you haven't played it, Matt, you won't put on your tag because you're a bitch. But
yeah, it's true. I will cop to that. That's 100% true.
I would 100% just waiting.
Honestly, I would put it on an alt and play it because I am having ridiculous fun in it. Like last night, I will say it because I said I would say it on the podcast. So we were playing an elimination match. So me, Shadow, Keo, and Cobra were all in a match. They all died, left me with a 3 versus 1 fight.
Wow.
They revived one of their players. It was a 4 versus 1 fight. Then Cameron comes out going, "Oh, no pressure, but hey, you're the only one alive."
It was the most anticlimactic comeback of all time.
And I was just like, all right, I don't know what to do. So I go underneath because they had a fucking a ghost, which I called a banshee just to piss off Cameron. But So they had that. So I'm hiding underneath. Good, he's left finally. So they had one. I was just like, I don't know what to do. Anyway, I go down and I realize that they've one of their guys that got revived is obviously picking up new weapons. And I'm like, screw this guy. Chucked a couple of grenades at him. He died. His friend that came down dropped his shield. I dropped him. The guy with the ghost came down and ram me. He missed. I knocked him off. Shot his friend with it. Got a couple of bullets into him. He then stole it from me, and I'm like, oh no. Hey, I know what to do. The circle's coming in. I'm going to go out of the circle because his health is lower than mine. Health kills him faster than it kills me. We won the match. I won a 1v4.
Well fucking done.
Nice.
It was definitely one of those Halo moments, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so much fun. But yeah, I'm digging that game. I'm playing that every night. Like, I'm going to finish up here. I know I'm going to have like only an hour or two gameplay. I'm going back to Halo Infinite.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that does sound really, really good, to be honest. Like, I've been hearing nothing but good things for the most part. Around,
I haven't done the campaign, but the multiplayer is game on.
Campaign, I'm really interested to hear, if you get around to it, what your thoughts are.
Yeah. But anyway, that's me done.
Cameron, did you have something to say?
No, I've already said it. Saying that though, like Halo Infinite is such a fucking good multiplayer experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be good like when they actually get the campaign up to scratch and add co-op and everything in, and like Forge is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that, platform, whether it's going to be this is the Halo for the next 10 years or whatever they usually say, right? But
yeah,
there's a lot of potential there. I'm really interested to see what happens.
Yeah. Like, I am beyond excited to see some custom game types. And hopefully get more achievements down the line. Because, like, I am logging on every single night.
Add more achievements. Definitely add more achievements.
Yeah,
I'll definitely add more achievements.
Yeah. But it'll be, like, it will be honestly so fun when we actually do co-op lasso.
I thought you were doing that with Dom. Don't try play good for the listeners.
I'm doing that with Dom and you, buddy.
You're like, oh, Dom, if it's just 2. Oh, if there's more, you could tag along. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You're my favorite sloppy seconds. Thanks,
yeah,
Cameron.
Exactly.
All right, so going to games that I played, Halo Infinite. It is honestly the same. Like, I will invite Steven probably at 7:30 every night and be like, so whenever you're done, whatever the hell you're doing tonight, do you want to play some Halo Infinite? Just want to do a few matches. Other than that, I've been doing Halo Wars 2. I'm nearly done. I've got one more week of doing the weeklies, which I nearly forgot about this week.
Oof.
Forza Horizon 5, I logged in today to get my final achievement, which was due to the stupid Smashables challenge.
They finally fixed it?
If I'd realised the reset had been last night, I would have been in the top 10. However, because then I saw Martel and... Batty Dish post an AHA. I'm like, fuck. I'm like 400th, but
you got it. That's the
I wondered if you were going to do it because I had done it.
Yeah. 3 people had already won with the offline method, so it wasn't...
Yeah.
It was like, whatever. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I got to level 50 finally. I've just got to do one more multiplayer for that and then just finish off the single player experience. It's been very good with the boosting sessions we had. Want to give a shout out to Little K Will for doing such an amazing job, and I really hope that her move does. I think she's moving from the US to England. Best of luck with that. Now onto the other games that I played this week. Killer Instinct. I'm probably not going to go into too much, other than saying I've nearly done all the ranks.
I was going to say, how much of that did you play?
Not a lot.
Okay,
look, out of the ranked matches I've done so far, I probably would have said 40 matches legit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Out of 480. But, like, I haven't done the whole lot.
There's the other shit.
I haven't done the whole lot, but, like, I have been trying to play legit, and then if they're, like... Most of the people are just way too skilled at it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, if you're doing like online matches, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
constantly matched up with killer status people.
Dude, like I told you, the only people still playing Killer Instincts 7 years on are the people that are really good at Killer Instinct 7 years on.
Yeah. I have got some angry messages, even though they're getting the win from me leaving. So it's funny. Somebody did send me some choice words.
So you've reported them to Microsoft and got them banned. Yep, good job.
Yeah, pretty much. Other than that, I've just been working through each of the characters. I've started like some shadow mode, which I don't know how to describe it. It has like a roguelite feel to it.
Oh god.
Yeah, which I wasn't for, but I'm just trying to max everything out and then just do another run and pretty much go for that. But yeah, I think I started off at like, I can't even remember what it was originally, but I'm up to like 322 achievements out of 464.
Good work.
And I've just been leaving that running.
Main
games I want to talk about. I'll quickly touch base on Paparazzi. I started that today. Haven't popped an achievement yet, but it is very relaxing. It's essentially Pokemon Snap but with puppies. And off the rails.
That sounds great.
Sounds amazing.
Like, open sandbox, go around, take pictures of puppies, add outfits to them if you want, do quests. Like, you've got, like, you're a camera on legs, do, like, jumps. Bloody the Witness.
So I need to play it this weekend then?
Yes,
this is one of those games that you'll immediately fall in love with. I don't know how long it's meant to be, though. I'm hoping it's not one of those games that overstays its welcome, but it's incredibly chill, and I love it. I wanted to spend more time on it today, but I've been playing Nobody Saves the World.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one, 'cause this is the one that I'm like, oh, this looks like something I might get into.
So these are from the same creators as Guacamelee. The humor's a bit like kiddish, I would say.
Sure, I mean Guacamelee was as well.
But, the gameplay is amazing. Other than I've been doing it with Firehawk. There's been some some minor connection issues today, where we might be playing for 2 hours and we have to quit out and then reload the game. Save points are plentiful. Like you go next to a crystal and it saves the game. So we don't really lose that much progression. Maybe like 2 minutes of.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to play with all these different characters, like. We've been playing, I think, 5 hours, and so far we've unlocked a zombie, a ghost, a slug, a turtle, a mermaid, which is like one of those hideous, ugly kind of mermaids, the nobody thorn, a knight, a ranger, and some other stuff. And like mixing, like the first part of it is like unlocking the character, and like the ranger will just be arrows. So you're doing that. But then you'll progress it like 2 levels on and complete that quest, and then they might go, all right, well you've got to use the slug now, but you've got to got to use the turtle now, but you got to use arrows, and then there's mixing the abilities between each classes.
Okay.
And taking something. So, for example, we were doing like this this archery course, and the first one's easy for the ranger, but then the second one they've got like 5 targets muddled together. So you've essentially got to do a bomb and then like swap between the classes. And like doing in co-op makes it so much easier.
Swap on the fly?
Yeah, so, like you can either swap the characters on the fly or like swap the abilities on the fly and just do it like that.
Cool.
How they do their dungeons as well, like we had one today where there was 9,999 damage for everybody. So you could attack them and do that much damage, or they could attack you and basically one-hit you. But then there's a skill for, I think, the Ghost, which means that you can only take no more than 33% damage at one time.
Wow.
So you equip that class on and do like these interesting combos to solve these challenges. It's honestly really fun. I imagine it would grow stale with like doing it solo.
Interesting. So it's kind of like a combination of like abilities of just.
like it's a dungeon crawler, but at the same time you're using abilities from different classes to solve problems.
Okay.
So like there was one dungeon, for example, that if anybody healed, the enemies would heal today. And we essentially just went in with the magician and the zombie, and basically just spawned a whole lot of familiars, which are like, for the magician, rabbits, tiger. For the zombie, it's just a whole bunch of other zombies, and we were using that to take him down rather than doing any attack that would heal us, so I also heal the enemies. It's a really good game. I played the demo originally for it, and I think it's going to be in my top 10 for the year already.
Wow.
I don't know where it's going to fall, but it is definitely one of the best games I've played in a while. Other than, like, in terms of an indie. Yeah. Definitely recommend it. Definitely get somebody that can team up with you. I don't know if this is 100% true for everybody, but Firehawk, I don't think has a save on his profile. It's saved to mine because I was the one inviting him. So be wary of that as well. We might just have an odd thing going on with us, but just make sure that the co-op partner you're doing it with is somebody that's going to commit.
So not you.
I mean, I've got the save, don't I, buddy? Don't scare Shay. And then other than that, I've been playing Cuphead.
Recording stopped.
I think Matt just dropped
We've
out.
lost Matt.
Oh, lovely.
One moment. It's just boobs. Okay, cool.
Yeah, everybody has moved.
I am, yeah.
Hello, we still there?
But he's back. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, welcome
Recording in
back.
progress.
All right.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
that just that just dropped back completely. That's great. All right. Sorry about that.
Are we recording now?
Yeah, we're still recording. Yeah, should be fine.
Still recording? All right, cool. And then just going from that, I said the rest of Nobody Saves the World, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then, yeah, just playing Cuphead. I've done the first two worlds, doing the A ranks. Fuck the frogs in the first world.
Agreed.
The frogs caused me so many fucking issues. And then the dragon on the second world, I eventually got after like 2 hours. And in the third world so far, I've only done the pirate ship. But I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, it's... Like, I think past me who started it just
It's on my to complete list.
wouldn't like sit down and actually play it. But now that I'm going for wanting to do decent completions this year, I'm actually like sticking it out. But yeah, that leaves it at 1,310 for the week.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Right.
All
Leaderboard?
right. Do you have the leaderboard?
Yeah, I'll grab it up now.
I have the leaderboard.
You want to say the leaderboard?
Yeah. So we go backwards. So at 3, we've got Galaxy on 9,112. Then second place is Martel 18. Well, Martel, same thing. 12,695.
Has he slid into your
And
DMs yet?
Fuck you. Kruger is on 23,170.
Ooh,
Number 1.
3,000.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yep. That's nuts.
All right. We've only got one question. Oh, sorry. Do we have 2?
There's 2,
Oh, yeah, we do.
Apparently there's a second
Isaac
one in
added
there.
one. Yep, I've added it and it's in the trolley board.
Alright, cool.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome.
So we have a question from Mr. Something. I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but a question I have is, what's the podcast opinion on LAN system link throughout the last 20 years and decline of its usage? I mean, at this point, like LAN has gone the way of the dodo a long time ago. But I remember doing like LAN meetups back in the original Xbox days where like Xbox Live wasn't as widely spread, right? Like, Cameron's holding up an Ethernet cable for our audio listeners.
Wow.
I used to do that a lot all the time. I remember doing what was it, Dota, the original Dota. You'd use like Hamachi to fake a LAN connection over the internet, because it was the only way because they didn't have like a web browser for it back in the day. So like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's still used in like fighting games and like competitive senses where like latency it matters so much, right? But for your average game, right, I don't really think it matters that much. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would have loved to respond if we could hear.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not really a thing because we have like you can do co-op now, like couch co-op and stuff, and you don't really like it's not really a thing, right? Everything's done online, so.
Mm-hmm. And LAN cafes are a thing of the past.
Yeah.
For the most part, outside of Asia.
I mean, they still exist. They're still around. They're not really popular with like most people because most people have a console at home or a decent fiber internet connection at home now, right? So
yeah.
Except for Cameron.
I mean,
20 download.
Wow.
Fucking regional.
The reason why this stream has to go out at 720p and I have to upscale it on my end.
When I move regional, I'm hoping to get the Elon Musk wireless download speeds.
I'm pretty sure I'm still the one with the highest internet speeds.
Mine are pretty good.
I'd love an amazing internet speed. I've tried so many times to get it upgraded, and they're just like, no, we're not going to upgrade Bendigo.
Yeah.
NBN was a joke. They should just introduce 5G.
Right.
No, they should have gone. Let's not get political. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was going to say. And we also have a question from my good friend Isaac, who put a question in the chat here. Hey guys, out of the games in your backlog you're planning on getting 100% on, which is going to take the longest, and are you going to attempt to do it this year? If not, when? Fuck, it's the question I ask myself every day.
You have like 8 games left in your backlog.
I wish I have 208. I think is the problem.
I was going to say, you guys will all have a lot more in your backlog than like say I would because I only started in April last year, right? So I haven't even quite got.
What do you have in your backlog?
I was going to say you got a front log.
That's why she's smiling, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, yeah, okay. So I've got a few things still there. Like I've got 46 games that are currently I've popped achievements in, right? One or two or more. Ranging from The Witcher 3 to Ho is still going to sit there forever. Apparently, that's
Zero
fine.
G achievements don't count.
Yes, they do.
It still says that I've only got a 95% completion, Cameron. So
I'll make a shirt. I'll wear it every single day.
Cool, thanks. I will never go back to Night in the Woods because no. But like the one that will take me the longest is probably like because I did start Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah, so that's probably going to be the one that'll take me the longest. But I also started Brutal Legend because I freaking love that game. Crash Bandicoot, but maybe now like I might have a chance at getting it and actually completing it because it might come to Game Pass. So
there's a good chance, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, like heaps of them I'm going to complete. They're just longer completions, so they're just going to take me a little bit longer to get through, like Hades and stuff like that. Yeah. But like this year, I want to finish Sunset Overdrive. That's a big one for me this year. And Saints Row and Ori and the Blind Forest. They're the 3. And now I've also got to do...
Calling it now, you'll get Sunset Overdrive done, and then they'll announce Sunset Overdrive 2 on PlayStation.
Yeah, probably.
It's the one game that I would want to, like, I'd love to play on Xbox.
Well, it turns out it'll come to PC, so you won't have to worry.
Yeah, true.
Stephen, what about you?
Control.
Yeah,
For
Control,
me,
right.
I'd probably... I want to say Killer Instinct in terms of what I'm working on, but what I'm not working on, I'd probably say Sea of Thieves.
You gonna get that done this year?
I reckon I could get I reckon I could get to 95% for Killer Instinct. I started last week and I'm already on 70%.
Sure, but it's always that last 5% that's the toughest.
It's just gonna be the shadow mode, like getting.
So take it from someone who knows.
Yeah, it'll be getting good at the shadow mode because, like, even doing the story achievements, you can get like 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 of them is like doing all the hard requirements, but the other one is just doing each character individually on easy story. So like there's a few difficult achievements in there, but I bet you I get most of Killer Instinct done, and I have like 10 to 20 achievements left, and it's working at that over a year. Like over the year trying to get it done. Sea of Thieves would be the one in my list that, unless I kept on doing it regularly, I'm not going to get it done.
All right, Stephen?
Look, I guess the hard part is, ones that I'm actually going to get done.
Yeah.
That's because there's you've talked about it before. I mean, the reason why I don't go back to them is because they're shit and I just don't enjoy them. But ones that I would probably like to get done, probably take the longest. I had one here a second ago. I'm just going through my list again.
Can I add one to mine when you're thinking?
100%.
Rare Replay.
Are you going to get that done this year?
I'd love to get Rare Replay done, and I reckon
There's
I can
a
get it
lot
done
of, yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of work for that.
Probably the realistic one I'll probably go for is Hitman 2. I think I'm only like 10 or 15 hours in. And I think it's like a 60, 80 hour game, Matt.
Yeah, it's, if you're going to do all the DLC, because you're essentially replaying all of one. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I never played one. So,
perfect. Then, yeah, that's great.
I'll definitely be doing that. So that's probably the most realistic one, because I think that's a 60, 80 hour game. I think I'm like 15 hours in or something. And I do want to get that done within the next 6-8 months, because I imagine Hitman 3 won't stay in more than a year, and then I'll probably have to hit Hitman 3.
Yeah.
So probably that one.
That's the other thing we didn't mention too. The leak for the Game Pass leaving.
Yeah, well, that turned out, again, I don't want to say anything about that because it doesn't seem like there was any substantial stuff for that, because Control was on that list.
PC.
Yeah.
So...
for me, it's probably going to be, like Charlotte said, Final Fantasy X. I've done all of 10, but 10 Part 2. At this stage, I might just buy the game. Hopefully it goes on a decent sale. It probably won't, but I'll probably just buy it. Because I just I don't want to have that pressure of trying, because I think it's rumored to leave in May. So, and I just don't really enjoy 10 Part 2 nearly as much as the original, because the original is probably my favorite game of all time. So I guess that's hard to live up to. There was another one I was looking at. I'm trying to remember what it was before my internet crashed.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts would be a really good one to do. I don't know if we're going to get it done this year, but there's a chance. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could probably do like another JRPG of some sort. It's kind of a tough one. I'd really like to get. Actually, Perfect Dark Zero is the one I really would like to get done. I've been putting a lot of work into that with Mike. We're doing a sort of first playthrough on co-op. We've managed like mission 9 out of 13. We got to do another run through, which is going to suck. But I think like that's one that's been on my tag forever. It's a launch title for the 360. It would be great to have it done, and it's a rare game, so that would help with Rare Replay as well. So yeah, I think Perfect Dark Zero is probably going to be the one that I look at, and then it's probably a few JRPG cleanup in there as well. All right. Well, I guess that kind of brings us towards the end of the show. We've got our completion shoutouts. Cameron, do you want to go through the list?
Yeah. So Chapters last week did Serious Sam 4. He said really fun. No idea why the ratio is so high. Other than I just think it would be Game Pass.
Just Game Pass, yeah.
Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay. Great game. Aftos has already talked about Dodgeball Academia and Just Cause 4. Kirby got 100,000 gamer score, right?
In a month, yes.
In a month,
well, it was like a week almost. It was ridiculous.
I put down that I got 2.6 ratio because of Killer Instinct, which is great.
It's good.
Red has completed Assassin's Creed 2, Halo 3, and Chernobyl Light.
Yeah, Chernobyl Light.
Yep. Mr. Something has completed Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic CD. Martel has completed My Horse and Me Too. Todd has completed Super Knight Riders. Kia has completed Forza Horizon 5. And Rapture has completed Desperados, Yu-Gi-Oh! And some baby games.
You could have just said baby games. Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Then we've got if you want to come hang out with us, we've got our Discord, discord.io/Hall of Gamers. Basically, if you don't know what Discord is, it's a place where you can come hang out. It's a big chat room. We've got channels for all kinds of stuff. We talk about the podcast, talk about serious stuff. We talk about memes. We do some of our competitions out of there. And our current competition is the Hall of Gamers Word Challenge, which is basically the idea is I picked a game. All you have to do is guess what the game is. The game is not The Witness, for fuck's sake.
Isn't it?
It's not The Witness. That's actually, you know what? Fuck you guys. That's the clue for this week. The clue is it's a puzzle game and it's not The Witness. That's all you're getting.
That's Alex's fault right there.
Yeah, that's Alex. Absolutely. No, the clue is it is a game that is not on Xbox.
But The Witness is on Xbox.
That's just rude.
That's the clue for this week. It's a puzzle game and it's not on Xbox. I don't think it's ever been on Xbox. We'll say that just to make it a bit nicer. But yeah. But Cameron gets annoyed when I give too much away with the clues, so that's all you're getting. If you want to come watch the show, you can join us on Hall of Gamers Pod, as we said at the top. We've also got our Patreon, patreon.com/Hall of Gamers. We do a show called Lights, Camera, and Action, which is a side podcast that we do with Charlotte, Cameron, and myself, where we watch video game movies and have a chat about them, and then rank them. We just started recording our first part of Free Guy. We're going to go away and watch that, and hopefully have that out by the end of the week. But we'll see how time goes, because I'm on holiday, and then people are moving, and there's lots of stuff going on. So it'll probably be out maybe next week or the week after. But I'm hopefully by then you can join us on the Patreon. Otherwise, you can listen to the first 4 episodes. Sorry, my connection is fucking up.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
See if I have to set anything else on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't. I don't really want to talk about fire right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
You cursed me. I'm blaming you.
Yeah. And then we've got we also do our Patreon contest. Cameron, what are we doing for that?
Patreon contest will be drawn out next week. It is tied at the moment between Shadow Man Remastered and Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So we need somebody else to vote. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick a random.
Fair. And if you want to join the Patreon, that's the best place to do it. You get all those extras. Again, it's fuck all, but it helps keep the lights on. Allows us to do competitions, pays for equipment, all that kind of stuff. We really, really appreciate it. We could not do the show without the Patrons, because this thing is on a shoestring budget to begin with. If you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at hallofgamerspodcast@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @hallofgamerspod, discord.io/hallofgamers, and patreon.com/hallofgamers. Best place to write in questions, you can send them to any of those, but if you put them in the Discord channel, that's the best place for us to keep track of them. And we'll answer them on the show like we did for Mrs. Something and Isaac. If you want to help out the podcast in other ways, subscribe to us on your platform of choice. Leave us a review. Tell us about the review, because we probably won't see it. Tell your friends. We talk about the show boosting sessions all the time. Cameron usually goes with the, hey, do you guys know I'm on a podcast? Whereas I try to try to be a bit more of a slick seller and just sort of mention that I'm doing some stuff. And then I'll talk about them on it. And they're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm just like, oh, it's a podcast that I do. Don't worry about it. So we'll see if Wilco actually listened this week. Probably not. Anyway, if you want to get in contact with me, you can find me on Neomaster on pretty much everything, True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. Steven, what about you? Do you want people to get in contact with you? And if so, where?
Just Xbox, FDOS84.
Easy. Charlotte?
No, everyone can fuck off.
Fair. Cameron?
Yeah, same sentiment.
Okay, cool. All right, well...
Let's just double down.
Cameron.
That's... All right, you bunch of fucking antisocial cunts. Well,
Hey, I said my
Hey,
game.
hey,
Other
hey,
people
in my
usually
defense-
on
I
this
hate
show.
people.
Yeah, okay.
In my
fair.
defense,
All right.
I joined a party, try and talk to Matt. Matt's clearly gone AFK at some point.
Yeah, I had to go
It's
get
like,
my car. I
I'm talking
told
to
you.
a wall.
Well, okay, you came in to talk to me, and then you left immediately. And then when I was like, oh, I have to go get my car, and you were gone. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get my car then, I guess.
I came back like 5 minutes after. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, but I was gone. I was like, I had to get my car. All right, they finished my car at 9 o'clock. I needed it for today. What do you want me to do?
All right,
Fucking-
come on, let's wrap it up. Halo
Yeah.
Infinite is calling.
Exactly. I need to go to bed. Yeah. Fuck it. This is the end of episode 23. Thank you to our Patreons, and thank you again to Charlotte for being both a wonderful guest, moderator, and editor of the podcast. I don't know what we do without you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And fuck Stephen.
And no, Steve, what are you talking about? Steven's a great guest.
Yeah,
Steven's
I am a great guest.
guest.
I mean, like, as in you were just going to completely ignore him.
Even if you guys were trying to dox me before we went live, so you know, super appreciate
Might
it.
get Stephen back on more often. But yeah, again, thank you, Stephen, for
You know
joining
what
us.
the great thing is? I'll have a nice little video that I can take a nice little screen cap for the episode.
Oh my god! All right.
No, do not, please.
Thank you, Stephen,
It
for
won't
joining
happen.
us. Really appreciate having you on.
Pleasure.
We'll catch you guys next week. See you later.
Peace.
Arrivederci.